Well, of course, the excitement is in the air, and the party just began around Uganda, from Kampala to Sironko, from Sironko to Karamoja. Ugandans are excited, beating Congo in their first game of the African Cup of Nations by 2 goals to 0. Now, to share the excitement with you here is a panel of the best of, I can say, the coaching staff in Uganda, and they will be able to tell us exactly what Uganda did right or what Congo didn't do right. Then from there, we shall be going to look at the statistics. But first and foremost, let's begin with the general performance of both sides, the general performance or action of the game, really. Let me begin with Coach Majida. Your general assessment of the game today.
It has been a game that I think, for the surprise of Ugandans, most of us we're expecting Uganda to play, but not that much, and so disappointing by the DRC Congo. Yeah. Actually, they did not they didn't play according to their game plan, which is something I think disorganized them, and everyone tried everything. But generally, the game was good for us Ugandans. We have won. Bad for Congo because they do not even understand. Because I think they also thought if they had to pick a point, it should be from us. From Uganda. But yes, so we have surprised them, and that is not good for them. But for Uganda, bravo.
Muji.
I think Uganda played a perfect game, and when you play a perfect game, nobody can compete with you. Yeah. They did everything right. From the strategy, you could see in the beginning, they were very solid, as we said. They had the composure. They did not panic. They did not rush in. We talked about the midfield, where they had to make sure that Congo does not get into the rhythm. And we said Azira was going to organize, Aucho was going to spoil. Yeah, and they did that perfectly. The midfield did not get into the game. They could not link up with their strikers. Yeah. And from that point, Congo started to be disjointed, disorganized, and they could not get back into the game. For Uganda side, the strategy was right on, very solid in the back. They had the composure. They took control of the midfield, and they took the chances. Okay. Yes, we missed a lot of chances in the first half, but we took that important one. So we went into the lead, and then we missed a couple of chances. In the second half, the few errors that we made, many fouls, silly fouls, we didn't commit any in the second half, you know, and then we didn't give them an opportunity to come at us. Then secondly, they were not excited to think that the game was easy. They still managed the game with composure. They went ahead, put away another beautiful chance, and since then, after that, the Congo was no more. From the Congo's perspective, like I said in the first half, they still haven't understood what hit them. Very true. Because they thought that they were going to come and take control of the game. Uganda was going to be at the back foot, you know, but they were surprised. Uganda did their homework. Where they played against Ivory Coast in that last friendly, they just improved on that performance. Every player played according to the instructions, and every player in the Ugandan team put their A game out. And once they did that, Congo was no more, and they deserved the 2-goal lead. They are top of the group as we speak. Very true. And they deserve to be there. All
right, let's talk about what made us excited. The goals. Coach Majida, let's look at both goals. The goal for Kadu, the goal of Emmanuel Okwi. I believe these 2 goals were real world-class goals. Yes. World-class goal, because it's difficult to score a goal at a tight angle like Kadu. Then, boy, look at the goal of Emmanuel Okwi. You know, it actually got me unaware. I thought it was going over the bar, and it's in.
That is what we call when you play according to the game plan. Yeah. We first saw where our strength is, set pieces. Yes. So you had to utilize that. And we did. You see, like the goal for Kadu was through the corner kick. Yes. We did that. Another one was a set piece, free kick, and then we did that again. So now for Uganda, we deserved that because we knew our weakness and our strength. And for today, I was like happy to see that Ugandans play the kind of game we have not been playing. I like that game of on foot in space. Those are passes, short, and where necessary, we have to play a long pass with a message so that we can maybe go forward. Another thing I've seen, that was how we played. I talked about numbers. You know how when we are supposed to, when we are attacking, you would see at least we had 4 or 5 Ugandan players in the defensive third of the opponents. So we are eager to score. So the goals, yes, that is quite interesting that the goals were through our strength, which we knew, depending on the set pieces.
Set pieces. And of course, Farouk Mia, I can say, providing 2 assists, not scoring today, but at least he has been the person who has provided the 2 goals.
Actually, for a long time, Mia has been scoring the goals, but you don't see him in the general play. You only see him at that time when he's scoring.
Yes.
What I've been impressed with him today is the fact that he's been involved in the general play. He could hold, he could express himself, he created, and he worked extremely hard. So he was not anonymous in the game. He was always there. He got mixed up in the play, and he created. Now, if he can mix up like that, then he becomes more lethal because he can score as well as create. His dead ball deliveries today were world class. All of them. All of them were world class. And if they continue to perfect that and that understanding between the players, you know, the set pieces are first of all about the delivery, not the size. People think it's about the size. Look at Emokwi. He's one of the smallest guys in that box at the time.
Very true.
But you know, the timing, the weight of the ball, and the pace, you know, the direction of the header, so everything was okay. So if Mia can continue now to mix it up, because the tournament has just started, we know he will score goals for Uganda, but the fact that he was able to mix in the play was very, very positive on his side.
All right, so I'll actually have a pause on you too. Let me go down to the 2 gentlemen who are currently handling the touchdown. Now, gentlemen, it's been a good performance for that is the boys, but really tell us, how bad was Congo today, and maybe how good was Uganda?
Well, thank you so much, Peter, and of course to you that is watching us on UBC TV. It's a great moment that it's been, and a bit of the stats that I'm going to let Awilo get into in a little while to come. 58% ball possession for Team Congo, and 52% for Congo, and 48% for Uganda. Not so convincing though. This coming in the last quarter of the game, but as well the bit of how we've been trying to shoot. 14 attempts on goal, although for those at least 7 were on target. Tell us, what do you think?
Yeah, Kent, I think as us, including all the viewers of UBC, are still surprised because yesterday I was talking with friends who know football. I told them Uganda is now the country actually which is playing serious soccer, and teams are fearing them. Statistically, so no one could see that will be up actually even better than Congo in statistics. No one could believe that, because you could see actually I was impressed by our right side where Bevis was with the Rumara, in that the danger men, that's Borais and Maswaku, were not technically beating them. Actually, our Bevis and Rumara were up for the game. Actually, we thought Congo would utilize that left side, but tactically we found Bevis was up for the game. And more so, as we started from the previews set pieces, as Mujibi is insisting on it, you don't need even a bigger person to score from a set piece. As you saw, even the movements actually can work better than even size. So I'm happy by the way generally we control the game.
Awilo, you saw the final 15 minutes of the game. It looks like the substitutions that you predicted were actually the Sabri style. You know, they were the Sabrism. You know, there was so much of the Sabri kind of style. Could it have been a bit of a problem, because that's the time we lost out on possession?
No, you see, when you are 2-0 ahead, and of course we are going to 7, some legs were tired. Rumara started getting tired. Kadu had overrun. So you could, I've studied somehow Disabri of the time has been in the Koreans. I could tell myself this one is coming, this one, because they had to bring Mreme to help Warsimi on the left side, and of course you know Awani has been playing here for KCCA. You see how we can be colossal, especially in the middle or in the defense. So all that helped at least the team to contain the Congolese.
Awilo, I want you to get to the formations, and more so Team Uganda's formation vis-a-vis Team Congo's formation. What went wrong? What went right?
Actually, what I liked from the Team Uganda, they started as if it's a 4-4-2. But when you don't have a ball, you find they only remain Kadu in front, but others come trap in the midfield, which gives even an impetus to Aucho and Azira to be near the defense. So the Congolese could come and ask questions, but they find our defense is no answers. Then the Congolese, I'm surprised. Coach Majid has said, I'm surprised by the way they were playing. They are playing mediocre football. I'm surprised. All the stars who were there, maybe they were affected.
Could it have been complacency?
No, they were affected maybe by the organization. They got disorganized yesterday. They had some medical checkups were then late yesterday, and their camp was in Spain. which is not as hot as how our camp was at Abu Dhabi. So all those affected.
So you think the system that we've used could actually take us forth, the 4-4-2 as it was?
Yes, actually, I think where Zimbabwe and Egypt are scared of cranes. You never know, we can even top the group. I have a feeling.
All right.
Well, back to you, Peter.
Yeah, thank you very much, gentlemen over there. Thank you very much. Now let's go back to the nitty-gritties of the group, really, because the gentlemen have done the talking. What are our chances in this group? Because we saw Egypt win yesterday 1-0. Uganda's won by 2-0. Yes, we're on top of the table, but it's still open. So, Majida, what are our chances in this group, really?
Like I said, this is the game that is going to help us know where we stand.
Yeah.
Having won this one by 2-0, Egypt was 1-0, so we have an upper hand of this game. But again, for the players and the technical team, they should also stick on their plan, the strategy they have. Let the players don't panic. Let them play the game they have played today. And Zimbabwe, it will be another interesting game.
Interestingly.
Yeah.
So, Mujib, your thoughts on
our chances have gone really high.
Yeah.
We have 80% chance now of qualifying out of this group, because in the next game we can nick it. Because even a draw in the next game will put us to 4 points. Remember, they are taking the top 2 and then the best 4 teams, number 3. So if you have 4 points, you will definitely almost be among the best 4 third position teams. So if we get a point in the next game, we will qualify. And according to this performance, we are good enough for that point, but I'm sure the team will be going for 3 points such that they can qualify and think about topping the group when we play against Egypt.
All right, we have another game coming up in just a couple of minutes' time, but before we go there, Uganda plays against Zimbabwe. That's our next game, important game. But before we look at that game, there's some new boys that played for Uganda today. As coaches, I want you to rate the boys, the new boys, because I was on Twitter today and the name Lumala is everywhere. So let's rate the new boys in the Crane squad today.
I think the 3 additions, Lumala, Mugabe,
yes,
and Azira. Azira is not particularly new, but he did not take part in the campaign.
Yes.
But all these 3 players, I think, played very, very well. But one thing you have to know, these people play in Europe.
Yeah.
They understand the game. They understanding the intelligence is very good. So Lumala, for me, going forward, we talked about him. We said he was going to take us forward. The creativity was going to come from him. I was worried if the shot could be heavier, but he didn't have any issues with the shot. So he was there, comfortable. He did his thing, and from then on, confidence, spread throughout the team. Azira, we said he's the organizer, he's the coach of the team. He tempos the game. He did that perfectly. He's the unsung hero of this victory because he shielded the defense, he gave confidence to the attackers, and he controlled and managed the game. Befsi Mugabe and Bolasi, I think Bolasi will be looking for him to give him an autograph because he didn't give him a chance throughout the night.
No, he didn't. All right, let's summarize this. Uganda plays Zimbabwe next. Do you think Uganda can get a point off Zimbabwe, or maybe Zimbabwe can actually come back?
I like the mental toughness of these players. Ugandan players, if they come against Zimbabwe the same way they have shown and played against DRC Congo, DR Congo, then we have an upper hand. And I tell you, if they stay focused, no excitement, let this win not take them to think that they are better. Let them keep it that way. For sure, Zimbabwe will feel it.
Well, thank you very much, Coach Majida. Thank you very much, Mujib there. And thank you very much, Awilo and Kent on the analysis board. We are going in for a quick one. There is another game coming up live at 8 o'clock. So let's hand you back to the broadcast house on the other side for some few adverts. Then we come back for the next game. Don't go away.